for anything.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Solo to Entrepreneur Show. You are with me, Lorraine. Now, the whole concept of AI, everyone's talking about, everyone's trying to learn it as quickly and as fast as they can. But today, I have the expert in the industry, all the way from Germany, Octavian Tunea. So, welcome, Octavian.
Hi, Lorraine. Thank you very much for the invite. Hello, everybody.
Now, I
So,
consider you as an expert in AI. Why and how can you distinguish yourself between all the experts out there? Because everyone considers themselves as an expert.
well, I would say I just qualified to be an expert for the result that I got a long time. My first AI experiment was in 2016 when I was developing software, and nobody was calling it AI because it was not branded due to Elon Musk, right? OpenAI. So basically, that was like the first AI software that we built for a company to recognize the cancer cells and to count how many bad cells you see in the blood. And the second part was another project with a smart alarm and so on. And when digitalization started and ChatGPT came out of the bag, it really hit it hard. So, by the way, you know Jasper AI, the software that came out in 2021 based on the GPT library, which nobody knew that it's actually the ChatGPT brain behind it. Did you know it? Have you played with it?
No, actually, yes, but no one talks much about it.
Exactly, because they didn't have such a good branding, but they were the first to create a software similar to ChatGPT and the new plugins that you have to do something. Like you just say, "Hey, draft me an email. I don't know, make a headline for Facebook ads," and they trained that model just doing this. But nobody knew about it in 2021, and then we tested over 6,000 apps. And now we're just customizing apps for our customers because everybody should be using ChatGPT, but I still have people that ask me, what is ChatGPT? How can I buy that stuff? It's cool. Yeah.
So ChatGPT and cloud users, ChatGPT users, there's always, a debate in terms of which is better. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I wouldn't say it's bad. I would just say it's a bit different depending on the things that you want to use. So, for example, Claude is very nice if you want to write a book because of the token length. Token is, by the way, the fuel of the AI, how you measure those kind of things, right? How you quantize them. So it's way better. And by the way, Claude was the first tool that was designing prompts for people. And the people who knew that in 2022, 2023 in the beginning, they were selling them everywhere from Etsy to all this kind of websites. And people were buying prompts without knowing that you can design by yourself good prompts in Claude, right? So when it's coming to the comparison between OpenAI and Claude, I would say OpenAI is still a leader when it comes to the training points and the things that you can do. And of course, I have Microsoft as a brand behind them. So yeah, that kind of helps, right? It's branding by association.
Absolutely. Now, with the whole concept of being an expert, right? The way that I see it, you guys, your team tries out all the different AIs and the softwares out there in
Mhm.
terms of being able to distinguish which is better, what's the pros and cons of each system and AI. Now,
Yeah.
and back in the past, with all the movies that we watch, like I, Robot with Will Smith and Terminator kind of thing, to
Mm.
see that come to real life. And then we've got talks about using AI to answer your phone calls, even that sounds like you, and AI that actually looks like you on the screen where you don't even have to record a video of yourself. What about those people that don't understand this concept of AI? You want to explain or jam it down for the people that are trying to learn but
Right.
are finding it really difficult?
Yeah, well, I have to say that the technology challenge is always a problem for many people, but it's gonna come down to no code, so you don't have to write any code. You just have to learn how to talk to the machine. And yes, we also build AI agents for our customers because the science of prompting is actually the science of learning. You know, I can give you the best car in the world. If you are a bad driver, you're gonna crash it into a tree, correct? So it's the same with the prompting. Even if I give you the prompt, if you don't know what you want to do and how to achieve that thing, you're not gonna make it. And that's the biggest challenge why people don't make it with the AI agents. So what we do is we try to understand what do you want the agent to do. I mean, they're very basic in this year, but next year, holy moly, you're gonna pray you're gonna find a job and not get replaced by those guys. They will be way powerful next year. Trust me. It's insane how the speed of implementation and the speed of evolution.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, we gotta evolve with technology. We gotta evolve in terms of the progress of how things are going. We can't be back in the Stone Age where, with no technology at all. I mean, if it so happened that there's no electricity and no technology, probably we have to make do. But the whole concept of technology is maximizing the use of it. And with technology now, with the AI system, it helps in terms of lowering the costs of service, which means it can help, let's say, a solopreneur or a small business owner grow their business without having to bleed their wallet.
Hmm.
Now, what
So
is the basic uh, AI that someone that has never used that you would recommend to use for somebody that's new with AI?
yeah, good question. So I would say everybody should talk to ChatGPT like they talk to Google when they want to know something. And it's the best $20 you can invest for yourself, for your life, and it's the best employer that you can have because the employees you want to hire, they cost you much more than the $20. But the thing is, invest in your education. So that's why I do a lot of courses and I teach people, for example, over 2 days, how to use the prompting, how to prompt properly, how to think like a professional prompter, because that's the basic thing what you can use. And then when you get this right, you have to just have a bit of imagination to think more about, oh, what can I design with AI that's going to make my life easier and save me money. But I would just say start with ChatGPT. And there are a bunch of other tools which are already trained, so you just click the buttons.
Mm.
But I think ChatGPT is still at the moment the best choice you should check. And China is coming very powerful, by the way. We are testing it and we are totally impressed with the quality, what they offer, and the price. It's, I mean, and by the way, Meta, is coming with Meta AI. So in America, you guys already have it. In Europe, it's a bit different because data privacy. UK has it, for example. I have it because I have a UK and a US account also. So we see the difference. And basically, Mark wants to give it for free to everybody. Can you imagine how this insanity will come out? It's gonna be totally game changer.
Yeah, so the prompting and ChatGPT, what about Canva? Is that something that we may possibly need or not?
Oh, 100%. Canva is still going to be one of the best tools in the world because they
Mm.
managed to do one thing, design made easy, right? I think that's their logo or slogan, if I'm not wrong. So it's exactly or designed for everyone. Everybody can do something like an ebook, like a digital asset, take some pictures and edit them in this software. So the part will be for people who are so bad in tech and they have no idea where to click. I'm very bad in Canva. That's why I have my designers do my stuff. So imagine now I can prompt myself. I want an ebook that looks like this, that does that, and show me 10 models. And then I choose one and then I just start talking about the content and upload what I want to do. And guess what? Done. And I
So the
don't have to pay
focus
anything.
the focus would be the content that you say, and then designs, the templates are all already there for people to use. So it's really easy.
Yeah, but instead of drag and drop, which sometimes can be also a challenge for people, you just write what you want to have. And it does everything in the background for you, right? So that they are putting AI at work so that you just talk to AI and AI will finish that for you, will be able to implement for you, like even create an ebook. We are using also some other tools, Designer, which is one of our favorites. It's very competitive with Canva just for creating ebooks, and it's exactly that. You just prompt it, it takes a template out, and it does your content, and that's it.
So it's called Designer.
Yep, with double R. I'm gonna give you a list of my tools. I mean, I'm gonna give to your people like a list of my best tools they can download, so they can have a look what we are testing.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody wants to come and see how we actually do it in the AI Academy, I'm glad to help your community.
Oh, that'd be good. So we'll put it on the description, and then you guys
Mhm.
out there can check it out for sure. That would be really helpful.
Sure, because we do every week Q&A calls, because every week there's a new stuff coming out. Yesterday I was talking with an accountant that took the no-code platform and they did their
Mm.
own software. An accountant that has no idea how to program. Imagine that. And I'm so proud of my students when they manage to do things, right? Because they realize, oh my God, it's so cool. Because you feel good, right? When you accomplish stuff. And AI is here to help you. And for example, you work with also women, right? You have women in your clientele, so they need help with tech, most of them. There are some who are very good, but most of women, they're more creative and less techy. So now AI can help them build businesses like crazy, then they don't need to put so much tech, right? That's so nice.
Absolutely. So back in the day, we used to pay for labor. Labor meaning someone that spends hours designing or hours creating. And I've come across
Right.
a couple of marketing agents that still use the old system with the Adobe, the hardcore designing, which is very old school. And for employers or those that are small business, when you look into a company to help you with, let's say, social media or designing or marketing, let's say, you need to be aware of what kind of AI is out there as well so that you can, introduce it to your team in order to maximize the productivity and minimize the cost. Now, what would you say or what would you advise those marketing and social media people out there in terms of it when they have a company? How would you say the best advice to give them to maximize the service they give to their clients?
Right. So Adobe is still one of the top leaders in the world, and they will stay and be. So when you really want very professional stuff done by people who are really creative, Adobe will still be the number one. But for example, there's Adobe Firefly, which is a new version of Adobe for just prompting and getting images edited in your way. The same what I told you about Canva, right?
Right.
It's the game changer. But what I'm trying to see, who's your target market? If you're working with small companies, they will never need Adobe nowadays because of AI. If you go for companies like, I don't know, enterprise level, they already have some patterns and they want to keep Adobe the profit one because they need people designing over layers and under layers, which AI can still not do it. And
Hmm.
it's creative, but what I tell with my people, for example, we design logos, right? And the biggest problem what people have when designing a logo, they don't know what they want. So in order for you to give them what they want, show them a model with AI, how it would look like. You don't spend time designing that stuff. You just show some examples. They choose what they like as a template,
Hmm.
and afterwards they can just use that logo for forever. You design it, for example, in Adobe. So what we do, for example, we design with AI and then we import in Adobe a couple of stuff. We just edit it a bit and we just reuse it. This is something what's really powerful.
That's good. Now, with AI, is there a possibility of a solopreneur just employing AIs?
Oh, yeah, the $1 million business, I call it. Free employees, because to the million you cannot scale alone. That's clear. Up to 500K, maybe one person would be enough, but after 5,000, you need like at least two people. And the rest, only AI agents. They pick up your phone calls, follow up the leads, nurture them, talk to them, and sometimes when you're not available, they can even go over Zoom and talk to your people and answer questions on your behalf. Wouldn't it be that cool?
Yes, yes. So that has happened, isn't it, with
It
someone that
is, it
does it?
is. I mean, there is, but the $1 million company with only AI agents is still not there yet because the AI agents are still not that brilliant. They still do mistakes. But I can give an example how we cracked, for example, in the very beginning, the very first chatbots with AI. So we could trick them in selling products for your shop for €1 or dollar or pounds or whatever. And they were so stupid they could do that discount because the person who trained it didn't pay attention to the details. And this kind of mistakes, for a solopreneur are
Right.
very bad, right?
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that one. Yes.
Or, for example, the agents that can call your bank now and give your credit card data, which is so bad. I would not trust them to do it. Safety first and always look who's taking care of your data. We are very cautious about it. That's why we are very limited in the tools that we offer because we don't want people to just get something and then, oh my God, somebody stole my data. Well,
Mm,
it's gonna
absolutely.
be painful.
Yeah. So like this AI thing with everyone hustling and pushing through to learn it as quickly as possible. And it can be overwhelming for those people that are not really savvy in technology. But the thing is, back like AI was always there, but people didn't really look at it until COVID. And COVID was kind of like a blessing
Mm,
in regards of pushing through the AI and the
yeah.
Zoom and all these, virtual calls we could have. Well, back in the day, I remember thinking, no, I'm not going to go virtual. I'm not going to go Zoom. But now look at you, look at us, different time zones
Right.
chatting.
Exactly. And it's becoming even more powerful because the future is going to be so much in the metaverse. You're going to have AI agents talking in the metaverse. It's such a crazy world. It's like basically having another Earth, right? And your guys are selling everywhere your stuff and
Yes.
only coins and digitalization. For normal people, they will never understand how the money will change. Never understand. It's so different. But what I'm trying to say, everybody should take advantage now of the AI agents. For example, what I tell to my people, my customers, get first the CRM, automate from the very first day, use AI agents, and focus on delivering more products and services because that's going to help you on a long term.
Mm. So small business owners, solopreneurs out
Yeah,
there that wants to, are overwhelmed with AI, I would recommend to at least know the basic of it before actually leveraging it out
sure,
because,
totally.
you don't know if somebody is actually doing what you want, and it's good to know something at a basic instead of just pushing everything, leveraging out to other people to actually potentially do the job that you want them to do without having a
Hmm.
clear plan. Now, is there a final advice that you would like to share with us? Because we could talk all day about AI. There's so many different,
True.
areas of AI itself, isn't it? So what's your
Yeah, I
advice?
mean, yeah, so the number one advice would be understand how this thing works and how you talk to the machine. That's the prompting. The second part, what you should do is find yourself the automation products you need in your business to save time and money. Because when you're a solopreneur, you don't have time to do many things. And this is your main focus, I would say.
And I would say
And
don't try and scheme and get all the free stuff. Like try something
yeah,
out, test it out. Like
well,
it's much more worth it comparatively to wasting to employ someone that doesn't do the job properly, really.
oh, definitely, definitely. So it's exactly that's a problem. Because most of the people don't understand this and they always try to do free stuff and they don't link the small islands of information and they don't get the systems. Without a system, there's no business. So I think this is the most important part.
Hmm, absolutely. Well,
Okay,
guys, now I know that Octavian and his teams are amazing people, so that's why we're partnering
thank
or
you.
teaming up. So if you guys are interested in having social media or help with your social media out there, because I know I don't like to do my social media, or if you like help in terms of webinar, get in touch with me or Octavian, and we will hook you up in terms of the best way to brand and promote your business and yourself out there to make you stand out in your industry. So, Octavian, thank you for being here today and sharing the whole concept of AI. It is something that I think all of us need and all of us should educate ourselves on. And all of you out there, if you want to hear more about this, let me know. Please, if you enjoy this, like and subscribe and follow this channel. But otherwise, Octavian, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Lorraine. Have a great day. Bye, everyone. Follow up for more for Lorraine.